Because it's chasing ghosts. For every die-hard doomsaying proponent that touts clear and empirical evidence that the planet will be toast before the next rerun of Game of Thrones and just can't fathom why everyone isn't shrieking like he or she is, just look at the hysteria in Related Questions section. There are equal or greater numbers who have been around the block a few times can take all this in stride and with a fair and rational dose of skepticism. Here are some of my thoughts on the subject. As one who was force-fed the population bomb, my generation's version of horrible old mankind's self-created apocalypse when I was back in college. However dressed up and scientific-looking the graphs are, they're computer models that have for the most part been proven wrong. Especially the famous hockey stick. Modern scientific measurements don't even show a small increase in temperature if we're still hanging onto that tired, global warming notion. Emails have exposed scientists talking about faking their promulgated data. That way they still get paid. The Earth's climate has always changed. Man's current influence, small as it is part of that change, but the outcome, good, bad or indifferent, is unknown and unknowable, as is the timeline for when the results occur. And are those results permanent? Or just whatever passes for the current occurrences of climate change, 50, 100, 5,000 or 50,000 years in the future? And by the way, additional influences on the planet, in whatever direction the changes lead, include the influences of plankton, the jet stream, sun cycles, paper-v, plastic, boxers or briefs, and a million other uncontrollable factors, evidently including cow farts. Thank goodness we have that hockey stick too. Oh, never mind. No one knows if a percentage of a degree up or down is good or bad for the planet. Can you tell me planet Earth's optimum temperature? Remember, greenhouse gases, great phrase, make plants grow. None of the doomsday predictions have come true. I love going to the same beach I went to 30 years ago. The IPCC even says it's about wealth distribution. There are always people, the younger and more liberal the better, who glom onto causes about saving the ecology, big term 40 years ago, the whales, the snail darter, Gaia, you know, the living Mother Earth thing. Another big term 40 years ago, oh yes, now it's the whole damn planet. And by the way, you're yelling at the wrong people. The US is not the big climate changer, in we're heartlessly killing the Earth terms. We farm, yes, farm more trees than we cut down, and we don't even make the top 10 list of plastic dumpers who have supposedly turned every cubic foot of the ocean into a giant drinking straw. Look to Asia first. And second. And so on. The Al Gore man bear cub. You actually believe and respect this guy? I loved it when his global warming conference in NY was called off due to extreme cold about 12 years ago. God has an inconvenient sense of humor. I really can't go on. You're being taken for a ride. You're not killing the planet, robbing little Dutch girls of their childhoods, though their parents are, and single-handedly destroying the great horned owl population of lower Wisconsin. And my final question, since you believe all this, what are you personally doing about it? Not in theory, not in some virtue-signaling march and not in a global, ephemeral way, but in a personal granular, get up in the morning and take this particular action to stop whatever this is, way. Besides leaving lots of litter everywhere after your protests, just what exactly can and will you do?